welcome back. Romney Chetty here again. I have tagged out Aki once more. And joining me in the OpenText studio are Chris Visagie, Dewald Du Plessis. Gents, thanks for coming in. From what I understand, today was meant to be the 6th of September, but I've been told now it's actually the 6th of SMAXTEMBER. Excuse the awful puns. SMAXTEMBER, what is that all about?
Oh, thanks, and thanks for joining us. A great question. So a couple of years ago, the previous Micro Focus, now OpenText, and some of the partner community thought of an idea of how do we communicate the message out and create a marketplace for SMAX. We had a couple of ideas, and one of the guys came up with the idea of SMAXTEMBER, a month-long showcase of the product set, with sessions from the OEM, sessions from partners, as well as customers, and having customers get access to the system, play with the system, and then there's a little bit of a hackathon. And it morphed into a much more focused session where we've got customers as well as specific partners from the global community participating. There's a bit of a competition between the partners that partake in what is called SMAXperts. And yeah, it's basically a month-long showcase of SMAX and the capabilities of SMAX, as well as informing the global user community what's next for SMAX, and sharing best practice and good practice.
Understood. For ignorant people like myself, what is SMAX actually?
Right, so SMAX is a service management platform that covers a couple of use cases: ITSM, ESM, so IT service management, enterprise service management, asset management, from one platform, and embeds machine learning, AI, and automation. And it's a codeless environment, making it easy and allowing for things like citizen development and those type of things.
Great stuff. You mentioned Micro Focus there. Now that OpenText has acquired it, and I understand that the acquisition is still in its infancy, still a lot of, elements that need to be negotiated. But what's different from, SMAXTEMBER from last year compared to this year?
Well, first of all, the breadth of customers out there and partners that actually participate. That's first and foremost, the biggest value of it. But yeah, it's just trying to showcase, as Chris kind of mentioned, the capabilities, and not only the capabilities, but where a larger community out there can learn from one another, and leverage off one's learnings and mistakes. So yeah, it's a wonderful initiative. A lot of additional collateral out there in the marketplace, previous apps that has been written, and it's a great journey, and we're looking forward to next year. If it's anything like this year, then next year is going to be brilliant.
Perhaps you can speak a bit more on that, or what has kind of the engagement locally been for SMAXTEMBER?
Well, I think Chris can maybe kind of elaborate a little bit more on that. But yeah, we've got a whole bunch of customers like University of Pretoria. We've got a whole bunch of partners out there. The process is very interesting. So basically, you need to come up with an idea on how to write an app. Usually, it is something not specific to the legacy ITSM. So you come up with an app, how it can support your business. You need to document it. You go through the development cycle. You can lean on your peers how to go about to write the app. Then you need to make a proper video of it. And then, the rivalry between the participants is quite steep, and everyone's looking forward to winning a prize.
On the prize, when is kind of SMAXTEMBER wrapping up? When are you guys going to be announcing a winner and kind of showcasing what has been developed?
Well, there's a panel. I think, Chris, you've got more insight into that than what Dean and them do.
So it's wrapping up the 29th of September, the last working day of the month. It's culminating into an awards show. So preamble to that, there's two participant types. The one is customers that can write an app and submit that app, and as part of that, they must demonstrate that app to a panel, typically OpenText product management, specifically in SMAX. And then there's the partner-based one, which is called the SMAXperts. They have to demo and showcase also before the 29th, and the panel will then get together, and on the 29th they will they will announce the winners, and then we don't know what the prize is yet. It's been very strict or stingy on what it is going to be. But yeah, as Dewald said, it's There's a lot of, in a competition, one of the differences between last year and this year is a lot of customers trying to take part or to participate in the SMAXTEMBER challenge, because it's a couple of things. There's quizzes and these type of things to test your knowledge. So a lot of customers actually trying to participate in the SMAXTEMBER, which is quite interesting. And I heard a little birdie speak that this year out of South Africa, there's a game that's going to be submitted as part of SMAXTEMBER to drive adoption and to showcase the capabilities of SMAX as part of the game's end goal.
All right, great stuff. One of the themes for today's summit has really been around AI. Does that factor at all in kind of SMAX moving forward? Is it something that I guess the suite would kind of leverage on?
Yeah, funny that we just spoke about it just a bit earlier. Yeah, so from a SMAXTEMBER point of view, pure play SMAXTEMBER, a lot of the product management guys are presenting the use cases of generative AI and what that would be impact, or how SMAX would be impacted on it. What can customers gauge? What can customers expect? From a roadmap point of view, for sure, there is so much use cases. We had a conversation earlier in the studio about some of the elements that customers can gain, efficiencies, insight into data, bringing data to the fore, and having a better understanding of that data, all assisted with AI driving the user experience. You want to add something, Dewald?
No, well, if we're going to add to it, we're going to be here for the rest of the day. I think you kind of encapsulated quite nice. Thanks, Chris.
Great stuff. So I'm sure all the participants that are taking part in SMAXTEMBER will kind of want to see what those use cases bear out. I just wanted to find out from you guys though, for companies out there that are interested in SMAX, not necessarily taking part in SMAXTEMBER, considering it's kind of already underway, what is their first port of call as far as kind of getting involved with this ecosystem?
So that's fairly easy. Still, I think it's Micro Focus homepage, the product suite. There's a specific area for SMAX where a customer can request a trial. So they get a 14-day trial where they can play and interact with a fully data deployed system, so you can actually see the data flow. So that would be one. Other one would be to maybe contact OpenText directly and ask for someone to come and demonstrate or discuss the capabilities, as well as there's a fairly large partner community that implements supported platforms. So if you know a local partner, definitely you can reach out to them.
Sure. I'm going to throw a curveball for you for the last question. As far as customers that perhaps demo or try you said 14-day trials, the 14-day trial, how many of them are kind of then going for the fully fledged version of SMAX after that?
So for South Africa, pure play South Africa, it's not SMAX is fairly new to the market. There are others that's a bit more well known, a bit more heavy marketing, which I think OpenText is doing a brilliant job, trying to get the message out. In Europe, I think the conversion rate, if I remember correctly, is 55 or 60%, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So on the Gartner marketplace, or the Gartner peer review, SMAX, this is where customers actually rate the technologies, and the customer feedback, specifically out of Europe, is fantastic.
That's great stuff. It kind of bodes well for South Africa.
For sure.
Great stuff. So, Chris, Dewald, I do appreciate you guys taking the time. I'll try and see if I can get one of those snazzy hats as well for myself. And if you guys are interested in SMAX, please do reach out to OpenText or check out the website. I'm sure they would be very interested in demoing it for you and setting you up with a 14-day trial. And then kind of taking things from there. Like Chris mentioned, we are interested to see what that on the 29th of September, what that's going to hold as far as the use cases are concerned, because I think a lot of people are kind of interested as far as generative AI and what that means for businesses moving forward. So guys, thanks again for taking the time to chat. Do appreciate it. And we're not done for today. We are still having a few more guests involved, so do please come back. We have a few more interesting conversations to be had.